Welcome to Oilers Nation Every Day with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
You see this number? This is how many seconds it's been since I've watched Matthias Janmark play hockey. And it's too damn long. Let's get into it with the lead. 1,814,400 seconds since we've seen our Edmonton Oilers play hockey. It's a rough number. That's just how many seconds are in 21 days. But it's been 3 weeks since the Edmonton Oilers have played hockey. In minutes, that is 30,233 minutes. That is 503.8 hours and 21 days. Giddy up. I think all of that's correct. Maybe it's not. Who knows? I think it's about 1.8 million seconds, though, since we've seen the Oilers play hockey. Welcome in to Oilers Nation Every Day. We are coming to you live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online at sportscloset.ca. We're also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. And I am not done there because, and it feels real good to finally be saying this again, it is a capital GMC Buick Game Day. Check out their extensive inventory of top quality vehicles like the 2026 GMC Terrain Denali or the 2026 Sierra Denali Ultimate. Capital GMC Buick is Edmonton's highest volume GMC dealer and the #1 pre-owned dealer in all of Alberta. Capital GMC Buick is dedicated to providing you the best possible customer experience, and they are rated the #1 GM dealership in the country by Dealer Rater, and they've been rated in that top spot for 3 straight years. The only GM dealer in Edmonton endorsed by JD Power as a dealer of excellence. Check them out at capitalgmcbuick.ca. Liam, we got Edmonton Oilers hockey to watch tonight. Giddy up.
How exciting. We are only 8 hours and 34 minutes away from puck drop.
Well, yeah, we got to wait a little bit longer, don't we? What are you going to do tonight to pass the time?
A golf league.
Oh, giddy up. Where are you playing?
Bear Creek or Bear something. It's actually a Manitoba course.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I won't be in Manitoba. Of course, I'll be at the Sims.
Yes.
Maybe they'll have my plaque up for my hole-in-one. We'll have to find out. I'll get a nice picture for all of us if they do. But yeah, that should be a fun one tonight. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty in my golf sim league. We have the final on Friday, and I'm gonna avoid any pancakes this year. Thank goodness.
Yep.
Which somehow I've dodged the last few years. But this year I do get to golf with the losing 4. We're part of the losing 4.
Okay.
I'm atop of the losers. Mm-hmm. But they are 6 strokes between each other for, what would that be, 11th, 12th, and 13th in our league. And I can't wait just to see them all get pissy pants drunk, to be honest, and see who comes out on top, and then whoever losers goes for pancakes for 24 hours. What a way to go.
Sounds like you have a great night lined up.
Can't wait.
Everybody else in the YouTube chat, excited to hear what you have going on today for a game day edition of things, a game day edition of your life. Austin is in, says, cannot effing wait for pre-gaming. Yes, Aaron, 7:30 start tonight for pre-gaming with Boardsy. Who you got with you?
We are back. Me and Michael Menzies and producer Brett. We're on a new streaming software. Dang. 24 games to go. I think we need some optimism in our lives. We'll go through. I'm going to take you down memory lane on pre-gaming. I made a line graph of Oilers' mood throughout the season and how we literally rode the roller coaster. And 24 more to go. Let's ride. Get your pre-game naps. Pre-gaming at 7:30.
Feels good. Pre-gaming back like you've never seen it before. It is new and improved. We got a comment here from McDoust. He says, I think we see Nicholas Waugh, or Roy, if you will, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson as our big trade. I don't see a whole lot of D-men that are better on the market. We will do some mock trades in a little bit here. That is one of the many segments we got lined up today. Also, our friend Devan Dubnyk is going to swing by. We're going to talk to him about what he thought about the winter games. Mm-hmm. We're going to ask him about Tristan Jarry, about Paul Coffey being back behind the bench. Devan Dubnyk, of course, the face of the hit show Ask Doobie, which you can find right here.
That's his show.
Huh?
That's his show.
That is his show. He is the Doobie part of Ask Doobie.
I thought it's a different kind of show.
Reese's show, too. He gets a piece of
that. Yeah, Reese is kicking around in there. Yep. Okay. Oh, Anthony said, going to watch the Knights-Kings game to check out Panarin. Yes, Artemi Panarin will make his Kings debut. There are 8 games on tap tonight in the NHL.
Seems like a pretty good lineup, if I'm not mistaken. Gregor was tweeting a bit about it yesterday. It's worked out well, to say the least. But am I happy NHL hockey is back? Yes.
Yes. We have to keep doing this show every day because it is our jobs and we are paid to do it.
Yep.
So I'm happy that we'll have games to talk about. And not only that, tomorrow's show, a game to talk about, teeing up the game against the Kings. Thursday, break down the game against the Kings. Friday we'll be breaking down the game against the Kings and getting set for a Saturday matinee against the Sharks. Right. So it's a banger of a run here, but make no mistake, this is a tough stretch of hockey for the Edmonton Oilers. They play
important stretch of hockey too.
It's everything. It's an everything stretch of hockey, Liam. This could be, and there's 24 games left. Every single win, every 2 points you can get is quite honestly monumental. They are not a lock to get to 93 points.
No.
Steve Peters had a really interesting graphic, and I think we're all kind of using 93 as the general benchmark for what it's going to take to get in a playoff spot. 93 because the Oilers are in the Pacific Division. 94 might be enough to get you one of those top 3 spots in the Pacific, which is huge because it means you avoid the Central Division through the first 2 rounds. But here it is from our friend Steve Peters and Inside the Coaches Room. Every team in the West records needed to get to 93 points. And you can see Edmonton's been playing at a 552 points percentage pace.
Yeah.
They need to be at a 604 down the stretch to get to 93 points. They need to go 14-9-1 just to get to 93 points for a team that has lost more games than they've won so far this season. Liam, that is not a lock. Not a lock.
No, it's not, especially when you look at their opponents.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is, it's also a lock. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we know when push comes to shove, this team can show up. I'd have to fully look at their schedule, but I'm sure there's a couple of teams in there that they play like sell-off guys, right? Like, you look at the Florida Panthers right now, rumor is they might shut down a couple of guys. So who knows what that team is when they roll into town, right? Like, it's not going to be easy, and they have to step up, but they closed out on some harsh words from Leon Draisaitl. And now they have, what would that be, 24 games we're saying?
Yeah.
Figure it out. And it's time to step up. If they want to be a playoff team, they have to perform at a level like that. And they should be able to.
If they can't flip the switch and get rolling here and play at least 14-9-1, I want 15-9. I think you need to do better than win 2 out of every 3. I think at some point you need to rattle off a 5-game winning streak, which for the team who's only won 3 in a row once all season, that might seem like a tall order. But I think at some point you need to rattle off 5 in a row. Yeah. And then from there, I would almost say I still want you winning 2 of every 3, or at least getting points in 2 of every 3 down the stretch. So I almost want to see, like, again, 15-9. As I say it, I'm sitting here going, that's not even good enough. I almost want them to be like 15-6-3 down the stretch. I
think 14-9-1 or whatever it said, that's the minimum.
Bare minimum. Yeah. You need to at least get to 93 points.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Or you might not make the playoffs.
But do you really think that?
Yes. If they do not get to 93 points, they will not be a playoff.
No. But not regardless of that, do you think that they won't make the playoffs?
I want to say no, they're going to make the playoffs. They're a lock. Look how shitty their division is, blah, 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 blah. But points percentage-wise, they are below the Ducks, the Kings, and the Kraken. Those teams are only behind them because of the games in hand. And I want to say that, yes, eventually the Oilers are going to turn on the Jets and find their groove. But there are only 24 games left in this season. And they've shown us through 58 games that they are not capable of winning more games than they lose. So I am, scale of 1 to 10, if you were to say how worried are you about the Oilers making the playoffs, I'm a 2. I'm very confident that they're going to make the playoffs. But I think sitting here and just pretending like it's a lock is, quite honestly, a little irresponsible. It's not a lock.
Then call me Mr. Irresponsible.
So like
100%.
So
there's no doubt in my mind they will make it. I don't know how they'll get in.
There can't be no doubt. It has to be
there's no doubt because you look at that list. Sorry, can you pull it back up for us, Aaron? Whenever you get to it. Everybody, the list from Steve. Everybody has to hit those targets. Do you believe the Seattle Kraken are going to go 15-11?
son of a bitch, I didn't think they'd have a .563 win percentage coming out of the All-Star break.
That's fine.
Or Olympic break.
But we still know when push comes to shove, if you're taking Edmonton or Seattle in a game, you're taking Edmonton. I would take them against every single team here. LA just lost Fiala. I know they're Panarin, but it also takes a while for players to lock into the lineup and figure things out. Like Nashville are going to sell. Winnipeg will probably sell. Chicago will probably sell. I know that kind of irrelevant to this conversation. San Jose, like we know, they're a one-man team. They have to go 17-9-1. I'm looking at it in the perspective of like, I just don't believe in any of the other teams more than I don't believe in the Oilers. Mm-hmm. And I can totally understand why you're a 2 and why you would say that. And that's fair. The Oilers have not shown us a lot. But over the years, they've shown us enough that when they need to get it done coming down the stretch, they'll be fine. And that's why I think they're a lock. But they've also been shit since Christmas, so they might not make it.
I mean, even in those 3 games coming up to the Olympic break, they'd won 3 in a row, and it was like, here we go.
Gave it all back.
And you just,
there
you go.
100%. And I just...
Lost to the Flames.
I'm lying on the Flames thing. I'm more upset they lost to Toronto than the Flames, to be honest. In the sense, it's with any rivalry game, any sport. Take away the roster, take away your stand-ins. It's Edmonton versus Calgary. It's a huge game for both teams. Mm-hmm. And Edmonton didn't show up. There's no doubt about it. I'm just banking on these words from Leon and the desperation of going back to Paul Coffey to being like, God damn it. Like, we have to get going here. And also, too, like, maybe this is a bit of this could end up being a bad take, but, like, McDavid coming back from the Olympics, I wonder if he like has another step because he's just like, I have to elevate my game so high for this stretch here to carry Canada. I can just do it for Edmonton now too. You know what I mean? So I wonder. I'm just optimistic. I'm a glass half full.
Buster, Sam Buster makes a good point. Other teams are desperate.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's time to play.
Other teams don't have McDavid and Draisaitl.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, the Oilers have to start playing a playoff brand of hockey now. Definitely. And again, maybe we'll look back on this adversity, if you want to call it that, and when they get to the playoffs and they play whoever in round 1, it'll be like, damn, Edmonton has been humming at a playoff style for the better part of 2 months now.
So it's a good time to get going right now.
We hear it every year. You want to be peaking at the right time. Yep. And for the Oilers, if you're your peak probably can't come at game 82. You probably have to hit your peak game 59 tonight. Yeah. You want to show that at least you're getting close to it. Backyard Burgers Yuki. Feel like Dry and Hyman are going to come out of the gate hot. You could certainly see that. They might need that. We'll get some more takes on game day, but first some notes for our friends at Capital GMC Buick. Oilers have won 12 of their last 16 against the Ducks. Again, Liam, traditionally, this is a matchup that they do pretty well in.
2 and 3 in their last 5, though. Mm-hmm. But they did win the last game against the Ducks when Beckett Seneca, just the best player in the world.
No update on Connor McDavid.
I think there is. I think he'll play.
I think he'll play, but we don't know that. We haven't gotten an update. I think over the last 24 hours, I've become more and more confident that he's going to play.
I think he'll be one of those things, kind of like when Draisaitl came back from his absence, where he just like showed up in warm-up. There's Connor McDavid.
Yep. I think it could be something the same. The Ducks themselves had some lineup questions ahead of this game. They had a couple of Olympians, Jackson Lacombe, Mikael Granlund. Both were in Milan. Jackson Lacombe not at morning skate. Mikael Granlund was...
Other way around.
Other way around? Okay. Jackson Lacombe was on the ice. Granlund not on the ice.
Yes. It seemed like that Finnish team got a little bit more banged up than other teams.
Yeah.
Mikko Rantanen obviously missed the last game. Granlund, now we'll see. That's a big absence. He scored a hat-trick against the Oilers last time they played him. All on the power play, if I'm not mistaken. At least 2 of them. Yeah.
He had a hat-trick, 3 power play goals.
Was it all? Or was it 3 on there? Yeah.
Leo Carlsson and Troy Terry did not go to the winter games. They were hurt, but they both skated in their regular spots. So you can see here Leo Carlsson up on the top line, Troy Terry on the second line. So they're missing a little bit here, but still a pretty solid forward group in Anaheim. And again, one that rolled into Edmonton. I mean, I guess, again, all 3 goals were on the power play, but like they didn't have Leo Carlsson last time they were here.
Yep. Edmonton needs to step up. I guess Carlson's obviously better. the absence of Granlund should hurt them a little bit. Like you look at that second line and Ryan Poehling, whatever his name is, being their second line center. That's a spot that Edmonton should be able to capitalize on. I also think too, like again, getting up to speed of the game is a lot easier said than done. So hopefully Carlson and Terry are like a little bit behind the 8 ball too in that sense. But like, the Oilers lineup should be ready to go and healthy, and they've said all the right things. It's time to show it against an Anaheim team that's missing some key players.
The Edmonton Oilers have struggled starting hockey games this season. Starting a hockey game, as you note here, will be very important against the Ducks because
they are 18-0 when leading after 40 minutes of play.
They have not blown a third period lead all season.
Yes.
You probably want to figure that out. It is, again, important to note that the penalty kill was brutal the last time these two teams played, but now Paul Coffey's back, which means Mark Stewart can just focus all of his attention on fixing a garbage penalty kill, which I would also note was missing Adam Henrique for a while, and when he's in the lineup, their penalty kill's a lot better, so that's at least one positive to the Oilers lineup in this game.
Article from Jason Gregor on the Oilersnation.com.
He's my favorite Oilers Nation writer.
Really?
Loved reading Gregor stuff. His Paul Coffey piece a week ago.
Who's your second favorite?
Myself.
Damn it.
God,
I must be low on that list. No, I'm kidding. He wrote an interview with Adam Henrique, and he said one thing, said he wants to impact the game a little bit more, and one thing he said he needs to do is increase his intensity and desperation. So hopefully we can see that, not just from Henrique, who obviously they need more out of those 10 points in 43 games. -9 is, quite frankly, awful.
Yep.
He needs to increase his motor here as the season goes on, but so does the rest of the bottom
Scoring
six.
at a 4-goal pace over the course of a whole season, I might add. Not just over like half the season.
Same amount of goals as Trent Frederic.
Not good. Same amount as Janmark, too.
If I'm not mistaken, his last goal...
Rico?
It might have come against Anaheim in Edmonton. Because remember, we all thought Matt Savoie scored his first goal, but it was Henrique. I think it was Anaheim. No, it couldn't have been. Who was it? What color?
He scored 2 goals this season. Both the teams.
Montreal.
Yes.
Is it another?
That was the last one. October 23rd was his last goal.
That game, they couldn't kill a penalty.
Yeah. And his other goal also came against a red, white, and blue team.
Red, white, and blue. I can't think. Florida?
Oh, they do have red, white, and blue in their colors, but no.
I don't know.
The Rangers.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah.
Was that an empty net goal? Oh, no, he would have scored at home.
Yeah.
No goals on the road this year. Not trending enough.
No, he hit road goal against the Habs. No, sorry, road goal against the Rangers. He scored an empty netter. God damn it, he's only beaten a goalie once this year. Fuck Rico. God damn it, man.
We are entering Janmark territory.
Yeah, he's got to get going. I think that's a pretty safe one to say. Projected lineup for tonight, assuming McDavid can go, I think we'll see Connor with Nugent Hyman. We'll see Draisaitl likely with Pods and Roslovic. Henrique with Mangiapane and Savoie potentially. Frederic with Janmark and Lazar. So some people are wondering about Szymanski. The Oilers do not have enough money to call up Josh Szymanski right now. So they have to sort that out. But Matt Savoie was recalled today from the Bakersfield Condors, and he will play tonight. So there you go. That's your kind of brief look at the lineup. We're not missing anyone on this, right?
Nope. Obviously, Kapanen is out. Lazar is on the lineup there. That fourth line, I liked him in spots before the break. I thought Frederic was doing okay. He obviously got scratched the last time Edmonton played, which I think was a wrong decision based off who you were playing and the fact that it's only Ryan Lomberg and Adam Klapka that seem to beat you in those games. But nevertheless, some guys got to step up here. Obviously, Frederic's last goal, what was that? It was Tampa Bay. That's the thing with Frederic. If he's getting the first goal, don't expect anything from anyone else.
Yeah, because he's done it twice.
You got the Rangers and then Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Damn it.
If you could, I like asking this question. If you could sprinkle magic heater dust on one Oilers forward for the last 24 games of the season, who is it?
Oh, it's Frederic.
Freddie?
Yeah, definitely.
Roslovic doesn't need it?
No, because if he's going to be, he's just been out of position. I think the Oilers have to prioritize Roslovic playing well with Draisaitl rather than Kapanen playing well with Draisaitl. I think Kapanen can play a role outside of a top 6, where Roslovic, as fine as he was, I didn't mind him on the third line when he was playing with Savoie and Howard. He clearly can't produce without them. And I think the future of this organization, not as just a generalizer, but has to go with Roslovic over Kapanen.
Yeah.
So I would go with him. And I love Kapanen. I think he's played really well.
Dante Drake
Do you
King.
have an answer to that?
Yeah, what's your answer?
Yeah. I might have one too.
Well, just yours. Give Tyler time to think.
I think I'm going with Adam Henrique.
Yeah.
I really think that, once again, his entire Oilers tenure, he's not been defined by the points. He's not that guy. But we keep talking about a defensive 3C, solidify that spot, talk like Ryan O'Reilly. And I do believe deep down, maybe it's more wishful thinking, but you might have that guy at home right now in Rico. And you saw the impact the moment he left. The PK just completely imploded. So maybe not even necessarily points-wise, but if Rico can find some stability in the bottom 6 for that 3C role.
Breaking news. Connor McDavid on the ice for morning skate.
Woo!
Mark Spector.
There we go.
He says McDavid comes flying out of the tunnel like it's game time.
Puck line.
Here at morning skate
Gene
in
just
Anaheim.
tweeted him flying. Oh, there it is. I would consider
All you
that
people,
flying.
we don't need reporters to be at skates. Quit bitching about your access. Fucking inject this shit right in my veins. I need to watch this video Gene tweeted.
Oh, damn. He came out.
Connor.
Gene couldn't even catch up to him on his camera.
Oh, my God. No, Gene actually went too fast.
Yeah, too fast.
It's okay, Gene. We forgive you.
Expected more.
He's flying. So Connor McDavid's playing tonight.
Connor
No, he's
McDavid's
not.
in. Which is not a surprise.
Should we think the line's going to move?
I wouldn't move it.
He's flying.
I mean, you have to assume McDavid's playing until told otherwise.
They're minus 115. They're not going to be minus 115 if he's ruled in.
But he was never ruled out.
So you're not confident in them winning tonight, even though they're a playoff lock?
No, I never said that. I'm going to bet it anyway. I just don't think it's going to move.
I think I'm going to
What's the difference between 115 and 120? $2?
Depends what kind of...
All right? Like
Depends what kind of bat you're swinging, I suppose.
$10.
Then, yeah, the difference in that is like $1.10.
I'm curious to you two, where's your confidence level coming out of the break? Because we're all very obvious. We know what happened last year out of Four Nations. I think they lost 4 straight, got outscored 21-10. It was bad. Now I remember at the talk how they just lost 3 games in a row before the break, and I was like, you think that's bad? Wait till they come back. But it does feel like there's a bit of, there was the mini training camp talk for the last 3 weeks going on. You've got the Paul Coffey, Draisaitl's comments. So there's reasons to be optimistic, but I'm curious. If I pumped you full of truth serum, where would you come out?
Like a 7.
Yeah, I don't really buy into the whole, they always come out of the breaks bad. I think that's maybe more coincidence than anything. I just have a tough time believing that there's something ingrained in just the Oilers players that they're bad coming out of the break. I think that's just maybe a bit of a narrative. But that's actually something we're going to talk to Doobie about when he pops on. So I'm happy you brought it up.
Shooter, shockingly, only a 2 out of 10 on his confidence level.
Yeah.
Which isn't surprising. So who's your player?
I think it might be either Rico or Savoie. I think either one of them being able to make a very strong, consistent impact on this team would be very good. Mm-hmm. So I'm in on
they
this.
changed up the lines.
All right, we got lots to talk about today.
I'll get into them right now as we got a few minutes.
Yeah.
Top line as expected, Nuge, McDavid, Hyman.
Good thing we spent all that time talking about it 5 minutes ago.
Second line, Savoie, Draisaitl, Roslovic.
Let's go.
Good call. Third line, Podkolzin, Henrique, Frederic. Fourth line, Mangiapane, Lazar, Janmark. Defensive pairings, again, as expected. Ekholm, Bouchard, Nurse, Wallman. Stasny, Emberson, Tristan Jarry gets a start for the Edmonton Oilers against the Anaheim Ducks.
New profile pick for Bob?
He's had this one for a while.
Really?
I will say something.
I only noticed it a couple days ago. But
Well, that was actually...
Should I click on it?
that game is when Bob knew the Liberals were going to win the election.
What are you talking about?
You never heard him talk about that? God damn, every time he talks about the Four
Holy shit,
Nations
McAfee is kicking our ass today.
with any...
Wow.
whenever Bob goes on his show and he brings up that Four Nations game against the US, he's like, he did it to Brian Burke the other day. He's like, and Brian, that's when I knew the Liberals were going to win. It just cracks me up every time. It's like, why do you throw that in?
What the fuck?
Once a week he brings it up. Once a week. Lance knows. Lance listens to every station.
Lance might be listening to 2 shows at once right now. Jarry gonna get the start tonight. Oh, I just love this picture of Bob with the Canada flag in hand. That's a patriot. That is a goddamn patriot, and I love him. He follows me on Twitter. I'm gonna like the tweet so he gets the notification saying Tyler Yaremchuk liked your tweet, just to let him know. Let him know.
Nice.
2 Mutts went after Bob.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that seems
and that's for me. Listen, 2 Mutts. You can try to get me fired from jobs. You can slander my name, all this stuff. You come after Bob, that's when the gloves come off, boys. Also, Bob goes on their show all the time.
What did they say to him?
They were basically just like Bob Stauffer intentionally riles up the fan base with misinformation. Pretty crazy. Anyways, I don't want to talk about them at all. But I like this lineup. I really like this lineup.
Yeah, I do
put
too.
As much skill as you possibly can with Leon and put work. Like, you are hoping that Podkolzin's work ethic rubs off on Frederic here, right?
Well, I think too, just that third line in general is where you want to work hard and shut some shit down, to be honest. And that's how I would label it. I am glad to see Frederic get a bit of an elevation up the lineup just to show that, like, hey, like, you're here. This is hopefully what your role is going to be for the playoffs. A bit of a grindy line, gritty line. And Mangiapane, I don't think he was bad before the break. What was it? Was it the Toronto game? Yeah, he played really well. And then
He was the best player on the ice.
Yeah, and then they just sat him on the bench, and then he ended up playing against Calgary for whatever reason. His days are obviously numbered here, so why keep playing him higher up the lineup? He has to play at night because they don't have 12 forwards, but...
Oh, they only have 12 forwards.
They only have 12, sorry, yeah.
Can you just give me one more look at the Bob profile picture? And then I'm done. I just need one more. Yeah. Fuck. So good. It's so good. He looks like such a G. Shout out, Bob. Should we get to the guest line? Please. Show's flying today. Yeah. We are flying. Devan Dubnyk Experience is brought to you by Oodle Noodle. You can win your way into the Nation Vacation at... Can I reset that? Yeah, just cut it out. Devan Dubnyk is brought to you by Oodle Noodle. You can win your way into the Nation Vacation to Vegas simply by downloading the Oodle Noodle app to enter. Not only that, but if you go to Oodle Noodle, eat some delicious noodles, you can enter in store. Head to oodlenoodle.ca to find a location near you. And this is another reminder that we will be in Vegas exactly 1 month from today for a hockey game, for some good times at Circa Stadium Swim. We'll be doing live shows, all that fun stuff. Again, Nation Vacation to Vegas. Win your way in by eating at Oodle Noodle as we welcome in friend of the show, host of Ask Doobie here, Devan Dubnyk. What do you think of that Bob Stauffer profile picture? Like, that gets you fucking going.
The stuff. You guys put that up. I was dying. That's great.
We didn't have a chance to catch up with you during the Olympics at all. What did you make of the hockey? What did you make of Canada, the goaltending? Let's do like a Cole's Notes run through. Your thoughts on the Olympics.
Well, I think they delivered with the hockey. I mean, it was awesome to watch. The games were exciting. The amount of overtimes, the close games, the storylines, the dramatics. I mean, it was all there. It was exciting for everybody watching. Obviously, the outcome for Canada wasn't what everyone wanted, but when you're one shot away from everyone feeling completely different about an entire tournament, I think it was pretty exciting. And you look at the U.S. semifinal blowout against Slovakia is just not the same as Canada going with the Czechs and U.S. going with Sweden. All these overtime games. I mean, we got it all in it, other than obviously the outcome that everybody wanted.
Can I ask you about Jordan Binnington a little bit? And I know it's funny, every show we're like, okay, we're done with Olympic talk. We're done with Olympic talk. But I'm curious for your take on like a guy like that who now in back-to-back best-on-best tournaments, Four Nations and the Winter Games, has been unbelievable for Canada. Like, he looks like a stud number one goalie. And then he goes to St. Louis and he's well below average. Like, what goes into that? What allows that to happen? Is it really the system in front of him, or is Binnington really just a big game goalie?
Well, it's a combination of anything. I mean, let's be honest. Team Canada is a whole lot better than the St. Louis Blues. So,
Yes.
in saying that, he had his fair share of grade A looks, and he did what they were hoping he'd do. He did exactly what they were hoping he would do when they brought him in. Because I was thinking about it more as this Olympics went on, because we talked about it so much before, and it's like, oh, Canada's goaltending. Well, Canada didn't need the best goalie in the tournament. They needed a guy who was, because they were going to outshoot teams 2-1 for the whole tournament. They needed a guy who was going to have the experience and have that big game nerves and go make 5 or 6 grade A's when the breakdowns happen, because they don't need a guy who's going to stop 50 shots and maybe steal a game for your team. They did not need a player to steal a game. They didn't need a goalie to steal a game, I should say. They needed a guy who had nerves of steel, who's proven that he does, who can make big saves at the right time, and he's proven that. And he did that in this Olympics. He was one extra save away, but he gave up 1 goal in the gold medal game in 60 minutes. You do that 9 times out of 10, you have a gold medal in your pocket. He made huge saves against the Czechs late and in overtime. Same thing against Finland. Like he did his thing. Now, I don't know if it works salary cap wise or whatever, but that Canada team reminded me a little bit of watching the Oilers on steroids, where their top line got all the offense and everyone else had a tough time chipping in, and they looked really, really good, and they gave up crazy scoring chances out of nowhere. And so Binnington would look real nice sliding in there and filling that exact same role for the Oilers, even though I don't know if that's possible.
It was Tristan Jarry should just give him a call. Like, hey man, how do you do it?
Yeah.
What's going on here? What's the juice?
But it really was against Czechia. It was like, oh, they had their power play bail them out after they go down. Same thing against Finland, and it's like, oh yeah, you're right. Like I'm just watching the Oilers again. Connor McDavid, the only one who could.
It was Connor McDavid, and it was just like I said. It was like the Oilers' top line on steroids because he was playing with McKinnon and Celebrini. But it's like, is he that good that it makes like everybody else not be able to produce? Because you can't go through that roster and tell me that all those players aren't like 40 goal scorers. Like they're all unbelievable. You go through the roster, it's crazy. And obviously Sid got hurt, so we only got to see a little bit of him. We know he's special too, but like these guys that aren't scoring, these are great players that are goal scorers. And it was still just like they were getting all of the offensive chances and the other lines weren't really generating that much. And it was crazy.
It was weird in the sense because, like, obviously they tried to build a team and, like, guys had roles and everything, which is totally fine. I understand that. But it's like those players then couldn't get out of those roles they were asked to produce in. And it's like, no. Like, we need you to be the shutdown third line, but also please go score some goals for us.
Well, yeah, like that's what makes the criticism of McDavid so crazy is like, dude, Bo Horvat, Nick says, like these guys are point per game players this year, and all of a sudden they go from playing 18 minutes to 13 minutes and they can't play.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly though. It's almost like they couldn't break out of that role. It was like, this is my job and my only job. Is like, well, no, you're pretty good at putting the puck in the net too, so feel free to go and like be a little creative like you are every other time you're on the ice.
And the funny thing is, when they got out of their roles, they scored goals.
Yeah.
Both those guys who you said.
Suzuki, they moved him up the lineup. He scored that big goal.
Horvat had a good one as well in the first game. But I guess obviously we're in NHL mode again now. How difficult can it be for players to come back after a extended break like this? What it ended up being 22 days, I think. Yeah. And they expected to come in and just like play at such a high standard with only, I think the Oilers have 24-ish games left, very few at the most. Like, it must be difficult.
Well, yeah, it is hard, and it depends on how hard you went on vacation. During your time off will depend on how difficult it is coming back. But no, it's difficult for everybody. That's a long break, but at the end of the day, it can be beneficial because your Olympic players obviously they're going to be gassed. I mean, that was a sprint in the highest level hockey. They're going to need some sort of way to rest up a little bit. But you guys that don't, you get an opportunity for 10 days off in the middle of the season where you can go on like a legit vacation and not worry about skating or anything like that. Of course, you're going to do some stuff there and keep moving and working out. But a real like 7-day trip somewhere warm in the middle of a hockey season and then still have the time when you get back, you got plenty of time still to get back moving, back on the ice, back ramping up mentally, and even guys, if they're healing a little bit for their bodies, that can be a huge benefit. Now, I mean, the whole entire league gets that benefit, so it's going to benefit everybody that didn't play in the Olympics. But I think just mentally being able to really almost reset, and it's like you're almost just starting again right now in this sprint to the playoffs. I just think you're going to be more fresh for this last sprint. Once you get the little rust off in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the first game, it'll all come back like that. It's not an extended thing. I think guys are going to be more fresh mentally and physically for this sprint to the finish line.
We'll talk about Jarry in a second, but we both kind of talked earlier in the show about guys who, man, it would change the lineup so much if Rico or Frederic can go and have like a great finish to the year. Is there anyone you look at in this lineup and go like, man, the Oilers need them to be playing their best hockey in the final 24 games of this regular season?
I mean, I was going to go with Jarry, but that's easy. That's kind of a cop out because of course he's an important guy. I look at, I mean, there's a lot of guys on the Oilers that could help. I think that's why they haven't had, the crazy dominant run like in the past. They've had the same start, and the only difference we're seeing is they're not going on this dominant run now. They're kind of starting to, and then they fall, and then they start to, and they fall. So everybody a little bit, but I think a guy like, you see Jack Roslovic when he gets going, and he can really be that secondary scoring for them. That's a guy, I think Podkolzins is a guy who can probably add a little bit more scoring when he gets going, and he can kind of bring a little bit of everything. So if he can start putting pucks in the net, then he can be a huge add to that. But I think, any of that bottom of the roster, that secondary scoring for Edmonton is going to be huge going forward. But I think those guys can have shown they can put the puck in the net, especially Roslovic, can be a huge help going forward.
Just on Jarry, he's going to get the start tonight against the Ducks. He had a bad little stretch after he got back from injury. I think he came back and he was okay. He obviously got the shutout against St. Louis, Vancouver, wherever it was. Got smoked against Pittsburgh, and I never really recovered after that, it felt like. Where do you want to see him improve here down the stretch?
I want to see a consistent, not effort every night. Of course, he's giving effort, but this is what the team really needs, is they need to know what they're going to get every night. So it doesn't mean, you don't have to look at stats and say he's got to have a 920 every game. The team needs to know what they're going to get from him. And so some games, if it's a little crazier, it might be 4 or 5 goals, but you don't want the 4 or 5 goals in games that probably should have been 2 or 3. And I think that was when Draisaitl spoke his frustration a little bit of like, at some point we need a save here. And that's really the thing. It's just like, it's not you have to stop all 4 of those, but we need you to stop one of them, and you're capable of it. And there's no like magic remedy for that, because of course we want to stop everything as goalies. But I think if he can just become a guy that exactly what you're going to get every night, you're going to get this consistent effort. He's going to make a few big saves for you, but he's going to make the ones that he should make. Then that'll give this team a little breath of fresh air and an opportunity to actually hopefully go on a heater going forward here. But it's hard to get on a heater when you start with 2 or 3 games, and then all of a sudden there's just the one where it's like, like we lost that one in a shootout when we probably should have won in regulation.
You mentioned the Draisaitl comments, and I wanted to ask you, not directly about those comments, but I've always kind of had this thought, if it's being said to the media, stuff like that, it's already been said in the room. Is that fair to assume? Yeah, for that. I think when it comes to coaches, not always. I've had a few coaches, shout out Bruce Boudreau, that like to say things in the media and then tell me after. No, I love Bruce. I don't like chirping Bruce, but he did like doing that. He came to me one day, and after we played Washington, and I'd played like 13 games in a row or something, and he was like, "Hey, just so you know, if the media comes and talks to you, I said something last night, but it's not a big deal." And I was like, "What'd you say?" Like, it was like stuff like that. I'm like, what do you mean?
So no, I think in those situations, he would have already said that most likely in the room before the media got in there. And listen, Leon's not a guy who is losing his mind all the time. He's competitive, he's passionate, and he's a leader in that group. So when he comes out and says something like that, it means something. Like, yeah, it might be a little shocking, and it might be a little like hurtful as if you're the goalies for a second to hear, but it's like what he's trying to do is kick him in the ass. Like, let's go. And so, yeah, it might hurt, be a little embarrassing for a second, but it's like, all right, I got to go. I got to be better than this. However I find a way to do it, I got to be better than this.
And I mean, to be fair, he called out everybody.
Yeah.
He called out the coaching staff. How many times in your career have you seen a player, and there's only probably a few guys who can get away with it, who sit there and go, yeah, the coaching staff needs to be better? Like, that's crazy. I've never heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, I've never been making 12 sheets for the next gazillion years, so I've never had that opportunity to throw that out there.
I guess that's the last point I want to touch on then, is just Paul Coffey returning to the bench. And I'm really curious. Like, Chris Knobloch called it a mini training camp for the last few days. Like, they feel like they're starting over again. And Paul Coffey's back on the bench. And Draisaitl's kind of set this standard that, I mean, everybody else has got to step up. But I also think when you're Leon Draisaitl and you say that, you got to step up. You got to walk the walk a little bit. But the Paul Coffey thing is the big story here. What did you make of that? Do you think it'll matter? Could it kind of jolt some of these defensemen into playing some better hockey?
I think it can for sure, because it's anything like people ask about the coaching changes and the bump and whatever it is like whether you think you're thinking this or not, like there's always going to be like, I got to do something a little different. I got to impress. I got to be that much more on my toes, because you don't know how it's going to change. It's almost like it's not the same as like fully changing like a coaching staff or adding a new coach, where you really are like, you have to go essentially prove yourself again. This is obviously not a scenario like that, but a little mini version of that, where there's some little accountability, and guys got to go out there and kind of earn their spots and on a smaller scale, just that going out there and needing to prove themselves a little bit again, just because there's a little bit of change going on there.
Doobie, new episode of Ask Doobie, I should say, drops this weekend. Give us a tease. What was the favorite question you answered on this week's episode? Don't give us the answer. Just give us the question.
Oh, okay. Let me think here. I actually just finished right before I got on here. So I think it was to do with why do goaltenders succeed after they leave Edmonton? And it was kind of on Stuart Skinner. So you guys know I love Edmonton, so I had you back on this one, but it's not an Edmonton thing. It's just a goalie position thing.
Well, I can only assume you said getting away from Dustin Schwartz. No, that's obviously the only problem.
That's what the
Edmonton
YouTube
had.
chat blames it on.
It's it's all his fault, apparently,
Yes.
according to the guy outside of.
Doobie, appreciate your time. Look forward to the new episode, and we'll chat with you again soon.
Awesome. Good talking with you guys.
There you go, Devan Dubnyk. You can catch Ask Doobie wherever you get your podcasts from, or right here on the Oilers Nation YouTube on Saturday.
Yeah, it comes out at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. on Saturday. Giddy up, as they say.
Giddy up indeed.
Doobie, once again, was brought to you by our friends at Oodle Noodle. Do you want to do some trade talk? Could I interest you in trade talk?
You can.
All right, let's do our mock trade of the day. We're bringing it back with 9 days to go until the deadline. We figured now is a good time to sink our teeth into a few of these different trades. So one of them is a trade that I threw out yesterday on my Twitter. I wanted to make it a poll. I wanted to kind of do a little bit of a temperature check, but there was the idea of, could the Oilers do some one-stop shopping maybe with Nashville at the deadline? Eric Holla is a name. Stephen Ellis had him
on his top five.
On his top five underrated deadline targets.
And awesome nickname.
Awesome nickname. Well, it depends.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, yes. I thought you were going to say the one you always say.
Well, that will be an awesome nickname.
Yeah.
Holla, holla. I mean, like, if we get Eric Holla, there's no way we can't produce a T-shirt that just says Holla, holla, City of Squalor.
Holla at me.
Come on. Marketing team.
So I tweeted out, and Erik Haula, by the way, for those of you who maybe don't know, 34 years old. He's a vet. Doesn't bring a ton of size, but what he does bring is speed, penalty killing. He's put up decent numbers this year in Nashville. He's got 29 points in 57 games. 7 of his 9 goals have come away from the power play. So again, goal production, maybe not exactly what you'd like, but he can move. He's a good complementary piece. Plays center, plays left wing. He'd fit up and down the lineup. And then the other one is Nick Perbix, who is a big right shot defenseman, a guy who I think kind of does meet the description of Ekholm Jr. a little bit. He is big. He's not like a terrible puck mover by any stretch of the imagination. He has a beard. He's a former Predator. Plenty of parallels to draw.
Current Predator.
Would be a former Predator. If
Nashville Predator.
Nashville Predator. But anyways, he's 27. He's got one more year at $2.75 million. So I put out the tweet. How would you feel if the Oilers acquired Perbix and Haula as their big deadline move? I said, let's say they send out Mangiapane and a first-round pick or something around that. Okay. 17% of you said you'd be happy. 41% said it's fine, I guess. 41% said it would be a failure.
I can't remember what I voted.
Well,
I think I would have put it's fine, I guess, too. I just think at the end of the day, and we were proposed this question to you by original poser on O&R a few weeks ago, just like, would you be satisfied with this? And I think even if it's not those two players, I think something along those lines is probably what they're going to get. I would suspect, and I think they will probably try and do a one-stop shop. And maybe, because I'm just trying to think of like the Adam Henrique deal. They obviously got Sam Carrick in there as well. But then didn't they go out and get Troy Stecher for like a late pick? Like maybe they try and do something like that too. I don't think fans should be as disappointed in this deal as maybe it will come across. Because again, it's not always about getting the best player available. It's about getting the players that actually fit in your lineup. And again, I need to do a little bit more research on Nick Perbix. Hell of a name. Must be one of very few players with an X in his name in the league.
Sure.
I would think Lamoureux on Utah, would be another one. I can't think of another
Alex Texier.
Oh, yeah.
First name. Oh, yeah, he is a
Jack Guy. Both of them. The
Jack
fact
Guy.
they have it to start that name is crazy.
I just think, again, some of the disappointment here is kind of what I wanted to address. Like Karam tweeted me and said, do you think this trade would make the Oilers a stronger contender for the Cup? Well, no, like there are other things that would have to happen.
Totally.
Like they would need to get good goaltending. You need Connor and Leon to stay healthy and be at their best. You need Wallman to find his form. Do I think this trade, though, would make the Oilers a stronger contender for the Cup? Yeah, I do. You'd be adding a good veteran top 9 forward who can play center or play the wing. You'd be adding a top 4 defenseman with some size who I think could excel in the playoffs. And I know he's not an impact guy overall. Sure, but could he be impactful in the spots where the Oilers need him to be? And I think he could be.
I just think, look at it this way. If you can pull up the lineup for us, Aaron, when you got a second here. Maybe do the tweet from Bob so we see his profile picture again. If you were to add an Erik Haula, for example, and then all of a sudden your third line can become Podkolzin. Let's do Podkolzin, Henrique, and Kapanen. And then all of a sudden your fourth line is Haula. Just say Freddie and Janmark. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't think
top line stays the same, second line stays the same.
You're moving down Frederic, or you move down Henrique, whatever you want to do, and then Hall is on your fourth line, Kapanen's on your third line, and then I think from there you're like, you're happy with what you've got. You know, I think, and the point is like, again, if you can get a top guy, of course, go get the best player you can available. But if it's these two players that you're suggesting, it's not as bad as it may seem.
So, Kapanen, like, what if your third line, though, was Kapanen, Podkolzin, and Haula? Like, that's a line that flies.
Exactly.
Your fourth line's Rico, Freddie, and Janmark.
Yeah, the bottom six looks a lot better.
It does. Like, pieces start to move around a bit more.
And obviously that comes with guys like Henrique has to play a little bit better. Yeah. Frederic, too, of course. But you would hope a guy like Haula, as the example, can elevate and come with a bit more to his game. He has playoff experience too. He has 78 playoff games, 16 playoff goals.
Darren with a comment. If you say top 9 forward and then bottom 6 forward, is that not saying the same thing for the most part? I think the way I differentiate those two descriptions, to me, Erik Haula is a top 9 forward because he is a third liner who, if you were to flip him on the wing, you need a pinch hit duty in your top 6, he can do it for you. Curtis Lazar is a bottom 6er. Matthias Janmark is a bottom 6er. These are guys who their ceiling is a third liner. Their ceiling is a checking forward. So that's kind of why I differentiate those two, or I have two different descriptions like that. Hall is a guy who you can move around. Boone Jenner would be a guy, top 9 forward. If he's on your third line, it's a luxury, and he'll play that role and be good at it. He can move up, though.
Yep, I think that's exactly how I would describe it, too.
Yep. But some people were commenting and saying, if that's all you can bring, then keep the powder dry. So like, this is maybe where I want to make I'll put a poll in our YouTube chat for our viewers. If your two options, it's an hour until the deadline, you're Stan Bowman. Bobby McMahon has re-signed in Toronto.
God damn it.
The price on Nick Schneider is Ike Howard Braden Schneider is Ike Howard and a first, and you have no interest in doing that.
Oh, I would.
I know, but like, let's say it's an hour until the deadline, and you are faced with two options as Stan Bowman. Mangiapane in a first for Perbix and Haula. And the money works because they'll keep 50% of Haula.
What's his money? 275, right?
3.1.
Or 3.1, okay.
So you'd keep him down to 1.6. You'd be adding, with Perbix, about $4.3 million, getting rid of the 3.6 of Mangiapane. Like, the money does work. If your options, like someone again who tweeted me and said, if that's the only case, keep your powder dry. Would you do the Nashville trade, or would you do nothing and just say, you know what, there wasn't the right trade out there for us. We're not making an addition.
I don't know. I honestly do not know. I think... I don't know. I really don't. I would continue to look for... I would continue to look, and if that's kind of the last thing, I don't think if they need to make a desperation trade, so maybe that person is correct. How long does Perbix have left?
1 more year, 2.75.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
So you're getting for next year. And Hall is a free agent. A guy you can probably bring back if you wanted to, though. Like, he's an option. Get him in here. I do think I would rather look elsewhere. Does Nashville have another forward that could be of interest?
They have been linked for a while to Michael McCarron. Right shot center, big body, does not score, but face off, tough, hits, all that shit.
Interesting.
Not super interested in him.
No, I don't know. I'm curious about him, though. If they want to be a bit tougher, obviously he's the guy you bring in. How things are.
So,
third line center. Now that guy, you want a bottom 6 forward? Michael McCarron.
Yeah. Dilly is in. No way you're trading a first for Perbix and Haula in any scenario. Well, let me walk you through that, because I, again, saw that a little bit on Twitter when people were like, you're not giving up a first-round pick for those guys.
Of course.
Andrew Mangiapane is a negative asset. The Edmonton Oilers' first-round pick, whatever year they're dealing away, whatever pick they're moving, a first-round pick for the Oilers is considered by other teams as a late first-round pick.
So, yeah, I would say 26 and below.
26th and below. An Oilers first is the same as almost like a Vancouver second, right? Like, you have to remember that. So it's a late first. They're taking Mangiapane's negative value, and they're giving you Haula, who, if they traded Haula on his own, he's a third-round pick. Someone will give you a third or a fourth-round pick for Erik Haula. Probably a third, considering the market. Perbix, a year on his deal with that contract, 6'4" right shot guy, like, he's worth a second from a lot of teams, maybe even more. I don't think a first and Mangiapane is enough to get you Perbix and Haula. I was being generous on the Oilers side.
So maybe look elsewhere.
Maybe. But then we got into the conversation, and Den Poland on Twitter asked me a question who said, what about a Schneider and Cully acquisition from the Rangers? Schneider's cap it with retention, helps our cap situation. Cully is cost controlled for next year and can move up and down the lineup. So the way I just broke down that Nashville deal, let's try to break that down now from the Rangers perspective. Here's the mock trade that Den threw me. I like that his handle is at Oilers GM. Fucking right. 2, number 2. He's just second in command. To the Rangers, Ike Howard, a 2027 first and a 2026 second. I don't think Josh Brown, don't include him.
There's the money thing.
He's buried though, right? So like, who cares?
Oh, right, of course.
And you get Braden Schneider at 50% retained and Will Cully. I think Will Cully might be worth a first-round pick on his own here, Liam.
Agreed. But you could say the Oilers have 2 first-round picks in this deal.
Good point. So if Cully for Howard.
Sorry, just before you continue, the only real comparison I could find for a Braden Schneider trade was when Bowen Byram was traded for Casey Middlestat. It's the only one I could really find of recent memory. If someone else has another example, let me know. But that's just something similar.
I think Byram might have been considered a little higher. Too.
Oh, I agree. But just in the sense of like young defenseman who's still, I won't dispute.
Jamie Drysdale. Cutter Gauthier.
A little bit different, I would say. You're right. 2 young players. I would just say a little bit different because Cutter Gauthier was like, I ain't playing here.
Yeah. Ike Howard for Braden Schneider then. Probably actually kind of in the realm of possibilities.
Yeah.
And then it's a first and a second for Will Cully, which is actually probably pretty good. Value-wise, I think the Rangers have their needs met when it comes to this trade. If you're the Oilers, do you like this deal?
Yes. 100%. You don't? So I'll explain why.
Okay.
You're getting 2 young pieces into the organization that has claimed they've shown they want to become a younger franchise and bring in younger pieces. They've shown that they've done that, obviously, with Howard and Savoie, but they're fresh. Braden Schneider and Will Cully can play in the NHL. Mm-hmm. And that's what I would say is why I would take this deal. You're putting 2 guys into your lineup today that would be clear impact pieces. Because Cully is is he a center or a wing? Either way, whatever.
He's a left winger.
He's a top 9 forward
Yep.
right now. Braden Schneider, at worst, is your 3rd right shot defenseman, and he's better than Ty Emerson. If the Oilers can pull off this trade, which I don't know if they could, they would be better.
The other part of this was Mangiapane for McCarron, and a 3rd-round pick.
Just don't even put McCarron in it. Just whatever.
No,
do you think so?
Yeah, I think they'd like him more than like.
I just think in the sense of like you're just trying to get rid of money.
Yeah, but if he's your extra forward, he's not.
Yeah, that's fair. Sure.
Anyways, the money would all kind of work out in this scenario here, or get pretty close to working out. You might need to like wave a Janmark or whatever. But
damn,
I think I'd do it.
Oh yeah, I'd snap their hands off.
Yeah.
There'd be no doubt in my mind. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, no risk. I don't even know. Schneider has not put up the offensive numbers he was supposed to. Obviously, similar situation. He would come here. Very limited power play time in New York. Obviously, Adam Fox is there. Cully, banger crasher.
Are you worried that Cully's 24?
Yep.
This season, these are some key numbers. 13 goals, 14 assists in 57 games.
Okay.
4 of those goals and 8 of those points have come on the power play. Okay. So take the power play out, and he's got 9 goals and 6 assists. So 15 points in 57 games.
Okay.
Playing 17-10 a night.
Okay. That's fine.
That makes me a little nervous.
Just move Podkolzin down the lineup. And then also what I'll say to that is too, like, as much as I love to live in today, Nugent Hopkins isn't getting younger.
Yeah, you do need to think
Hyman,
about that. Yeah.
Like, eventually, these guys will flip in the lineup, and Savoie's will get on the power play. Cully, like, I don't think if Holloway was on this team, it'd be a bit different. But the others don't have that middling 24, 23-year-old right now that can play, and they're missing that. So I think if you somehow are able to get Cully and Schneider, which is obviously just a Twitter mock trade, whatever, it'd be awesome if they could.
Yeah.
I do think Schneider could be available. Nevertheless, you've almost made up your wrong for Holloway and Broberg. I don't think Broberg and Schneider are the same. I think Broberg's better, but at least you have that younger piece. I like Ty Emerson. He's probably already hit his ceiling.
Yeah.
Where Cully, I think, can be just as good as Holloway.
Can I hit you with something?
Just not physically, but sure.
So that same deal, Howard a first and a second.
Yeah.
What if, and this is with Seattle keeping the money to make it all work.
Are you getting me Jared McCann?
What if it's Jared McCann and Jamie Alexiak? What door do you want? What package do you want?
Rangers.
Really? You're passing on your boy Jared McCann?
I'm just thinking of the youth. Like, I think Cully can be a really, really good player. And like, we all love Podkolzin.
Yeah.
He's got more potential than Podkolzin. And I think Podkolzin's a really good player. I think he's a legit top 6 guy. I think that would be a better trade for Edmonton long term. And I would think the other side of it too is like Alexiak. How old is he now? 31.
Yeah, I think
I want the younger guys.
Yeah,
I think that's more beneficial. And how long is Alexiak a top 4 defenseman for you?
Well, he's a UFA at the end of the year, so it might not be long. He's also a left shot. Schneider's a right shot. He's 33, by the way.
So yeah, I'm all over.
Yep.
All over. If I had to rank those 3 trades that you proposed, let's say those 6 players.
Nashville deal, Perbix and Holla.
That'd be 3.
But you're giving up the least. You get to keep Howard and keep another pick.
But I'm getting the better players than the other 2.
Sure.
So that's the way I would like to look at it.
But what if this summer that first and Howard can be something even better? Or sorry, that second round pick and Howard can be something even better.
Could
I know, yeah, you're right. It could be about.
With luck, like yesterday we talked a little bit about asset management. It was a big conversation on Kulak, of course. If you're those 3 deals, the worst asset management would be Perbix and Holla, right? The 2 you're getting
the best asset management is the New York deal because you get 2 guys with team control.
Yeah, and then you get McCann, who's probably the best player out of the 6 of them today.
Yeah.
And Alexiak's what he is. I think Alexiak's
You're
probably
letting him
better
walk
than
at the end of the
Perbix.
season, probably.
Yeah, or you get him, whatever, re-sign him.
But you're getting
Whatever
McCann.
happens. Like, you don't know that right now.
You get the best player for at least another season, and then you could extend him
In McCann?
in McCann.
Yeah.
Like McCann he's only 29, can play center or the wing.
Oh, I know all about him.
Ooh, that's
I
tempting.
know all about him.
That's tempting. I would try to get Schneider and McCann.
Yeah,
That would be the dream deadline, right? Is Jared McCann and Braden Schneider. That makes you
buddy. That's doing a lot of things for me. I'm back on.
Howard in a second for McCann.
That's a boat.
Howard in a second for McCann. Your 2027 first for Braden Schneider.
Sure.
I want to know what an extension looks like for Schneider too, but it wouldn't stop me because he's an RFA. I have his rights. Mm-hmm. Okay.
What, an extension for? I think it's only $4 million.
I think it's probably closer to 5.
I don't
I'd have to look at
I don't think
comparables.
he's produced enough points to be a $5 million player. And also, if the Oilers signed him, they literally couldn't do that.
That's what I mean.
But that's fine. He
His ARB rights.
But what would his ARB rights be? Is like, hey,
don't
once
know.
you got 22 points in a season.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I would have to look into comparables and things like that.
I keep comparing him to Byram. I think they were both in the same draft class. Career high for Schneider's 21.
Yeah,
He's
you're
no
right.
offensive juggernaut by any means.
You're right. I'm too high on that.
But he can move the puck, and that's why I like him. So yeah, I think around a $4 million deal is probably fair.
I had something that I wanted to talk about. Why did I lose it? Oh,
J-Rock says, Kyrie and Howard for a first. Do you take that?
money doesn't work.
I would take it in the summer.
Yeah.
I would take it any day of the week. I just don't. It doesn't make sense.
Breaking news from Gene Principe.
Okay.
Bob Stauffer to Connor McDavid. Quote, How are you feeling? Are you good to go tonight? Connor McDavid? Yup. Giddy up. Giddy up.
A lot of quotes right now, too, coming from the American players.
Oh, why? What are they getting up to?
Just all talking about their weekend.
That's interesting.
I shouldn't have even brought it up, to be
What
honest.
happened?
They went to the White House.
Sage Thompson got a new hat.
Yeah, he fucking did.
More coming up at 6. Yeah, let's just move off of that.
Yeah.
There will be
Thanks.
none of that on pregame.
Sorry, I shouldn't have even brought it up.
No. But that's okay. McDavid is in the lineup tonight.
Yes.
That is good. Our mock trade segment is almost over because we got one more. Why?
Another hit for the Canadian soccer team at the World Cup.
What happened?
Alphonso Davies got injured over the weekend.
I know. I thought it was going to be short term.
but still, like you want him playing. Promise David is going to be out 3 to 5 months with a tendon rupture.
Iffy for the World Cup then.
Yeah.
Iffy.
Might make it.
Might not.
Might not.
Damn,
that sucks.
Nick Kypreos had his latest trade article, which...
Oh, I'm sure that was insightful.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not here to shit on other media guys, and Nick Kypreos is very good at hosting his shows and all that.
Yeah.
The trade board sometimes leave you going, huh?
Every time.
He says that the Edmonton Oilers were prepared to do Mangiapane for Machelli, and that the Leafs didn't want to do it. The feeling is that the Leafs weren't too interested. My response to that is, there's a lot of things I'd be interested in too that the other party's just not interested in. I would love to trade a second-round pick for Jared McCann. I'd love to trade Andrew Mangiapane for Jared McCann. And obviously this is more realistic. Machelli, by the way, has, what is he, 1 more year?
Yes. He has
he's an RFA at the end of the season.
3 point something?
3.4. So the money would be basically dead even.
Yeah.
Would give the Oilers a bit of wiggle room. Machelli's an RFA. You can negotiate him to a new contract. And Mangiapane has another year of term. So, like, I'm kind of just sitting here going, like, yeah, no wonder Toronto didn't want to do that. It's swapping a problem for a problem, but Toronto's got to keep the problem for another year, and Edmonton could simply get out of it this summer. So, yeah.
And I think whenever that conversation happened, I'm sure Edmonton were looking to not attach a pick to it.
Correct.
And now, obviously, the Sam Girard and Brett Kulak deal has happened. I think no matter what, the others are going to have to attach something to it. And that's when you can criticize the asset management.
That's fair.
Was there anyone else on Nick's list?
Oh, I just closed it.
Okay.
Reopen, close tab. I can probably get it back in 2 clicks. There we go. Who's he got? Mackenzie Weegar. Pagnotta wrote about him too. Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, Elias Pettersson, Justin Falk, Vincent Trocheck, Bobby McMahon.
My boy.
McMahon's going to...
He might still be here.
Yeah.
Sobeys.
Kadri, Dougie Hamilton, Ryan O'Reilly. I don't think Ryan O'Reilly's going anywhere. Braden
I don't
Shen.
know. No, I don't know. Nashville,
Despite
where they are, they keep coming up being like, I think they were going to trade. Like, Pagnotta mentioned him the other day. I think they've been mentioned by other insiders.
Marchessault, Pagnotta mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
DeBrusk. That's got to be problem for problem.
Yeah.
Shane Wright, not a fit in Edmonton. Ristolainen, please don't.
I will say this about Shane Wright. If you're in the offseason and somehow he's brought up in a conversation for a deal, I would take him. I think he's too talented to be a failure. And I understand the baggage of him and all that, and he's been very underwhelming in his career. I will say, who has developed well in Seattle, sorry. Like
Jared McCann.
Matty Benias won the Rookie of the Year, and I don't think I've heard his name since the awards ceremony.
Yeah, and I mean... but again, it makes me nervous because you look at last year. It's like McCann Wright had 19 goals. Okay, he scored 7 of them on the power play. Like, there's just not power play time here to go around. Binnington, Coleman, Jesper Wallstedt. Someone asked, would you trade for Patrick Laine at 50% retained? No.
No.
Even if it was, no. It's just no. It's just a no. He can't play on the power play here. Evan Rodriguez.
No Panthers.
But pending UFA.
Let's go down one.
Pending UFA.
I'll take him.
$3 million. If they kept 50%, he shoots right. Played good in the Cup final.
Yeah, I think he's a good player.
I don't hate that.
No Panthers.
But no Panthers. Here's what Kypreos said about Braden Schneider.
Hell yeah.
The Rangers are still taking calls on Schneider as they consider any and all trade options on the roster except Igor Shesterkin. A 24-year-old right-shot blue liner, Schneider has been getting top pair minutes here and will be an RFA this summer, still a few years away from being UFA eligible. Those facts might be appealing enough for the Rangers to keep him. They also create a market since these types of blue liners aren't available at his age. New York is looking at everything and not just its veterans.
I think that's the point at the end before the veterans part where he said these players aren't available is a reason why Edmonton should be highly interested.
Yep.
These guys, they're hard to find.
Yep. Kotkaniemi.
No.
Mangiapane.
Oh, no.
Vander Kane, no. Connor Murphy, decent fallback. He's not 1, 2, or 3 on my list, but he is somewhere on my list.
Yeah. Stanley, I'm not sure. I understand the role he could play, and I think it could be impactful. Maybe if the Oilers told him, like, hey, man, we don't need you to play any kind of offense, just be hard to play defense against, I think that could be a fit. And he's cheap.
Yep. So there you go.
That was the list.
I think that's all of our mock trades. One team that I'm going to introduce to you in our Meet the Seller segment here, Liam.
Okay.
That one team is the Washington Capitals. Now, I think a lot of people are going, wow, Washington's not going to sell, are they? Can I present to you how stacked it is against them making the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Please do. If the Oilers are in a hole and Washington must be in a hole because they're not in a playoff spot.
Yeah, it's also worth noting they have more points than the Edmonton Oilers.
Whatever. We're second in the division.
If the Edmonton Oilers were in the Eastern Conference, they would be 5 points out of a playoff spot right now. But they're not, who cares?
Yeah.
But the Capitals, 4 points back of the Bruins for wild card 2, 4 points back of the New York Islanders for a divisional spot. They have one more game played than the Islanders, so that one's attainable. They have 2 more games played than the Bruins, which means a 4-point gap could even balloon to as much as 8.
Okay.
And they also would have to pass the Columbus Blue Jackets in this exercise. The Blue Jackets have 3 games in hand on them. That is crazy. The Capitals could very well miss the playoffs this year. In fact, it's more likely than not that they will miss the playoffs this year.
Uphill battle, for sure.
Their first 3 games coming out of the break are tonight against Philly. Then they get the Golden Knights. Then they get the Canadiens in Montreal. And then Mammoth, then the Bruins. So they do get the Bruins twice still this year. And they finish their season against the Blue Jackets. They have 2 more games against the Penguins. They have a lot of head-to-head games where they could make up some ground.
Okay.
But they're in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, that's not an ideal spot for them. They've really not been the same team since Ovi broke the record.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of it for them. So,
so then I'll throw you another name that I'm not sure if I love him. I need to do more research on the guy. What about Trevor Van Riemsdyk? $3 million, right shot, 34 years old, pending UFA. That's the kind of guy who, like, on deadline day, the Capitals, who have a lot of other defensemen, Faravari, Sandin, Chychrun, Matt Roy, John Carlson, depth guys like McElrath and Chisholm. Like, I could see a world where they just put up their hands and are like, hold up, you're giving us a third for him? Okay, good, done deal.
I feel like Trevor Van Riemsdyk gets traded every trade deadline.
And not for a lot.
He's actually only been traded once. Maybe his name's just always available. He was traded from the Golden Knights with a 7th-round pick to Carolina for a 2nd-round pick. He was one of the expansion picks. So I don't mind that kind of veteran presence. He has 45 playoff games. He's bringing you basically no offense, which
it's fine. He's going to kill penalties and
just
shit.
Kill it. Yeah, just get us out on the other side of it. For a late pick, if this was like something 50% retained, and then you'd made your other moves, I think I'd be fine with a Trevor Van Riemsdyk. And also, too, depth. Who's behind your top 6 right now?
Yeah, like this would be something that takes one of Emberson or Stasny, moves them to your 7D, and then when the playoffs come, you can have a rotation and you have injury insurance. To me, this is a deal you make because you traded a first-round pick for Bobby McMahon.
A deal you make is like your DLA is done, is basically the point, right? Yeah.
And DLA is for a forward.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? We didn't like the prices on the blue line for the Perbixes and Schneiders and all of those other names we've discussed. So we checked down on defense and we decided to spend on offense. So, yeah. It's interesting. Someone said go get John Carlson. Pagnotta reporting that John Carlson has no interest in leaving Washington. So
I'm sure a lot of those veteran guys don't really want. They already won their rings. Like, they're not bothered. Did Trevor and Riemsdyk win there? No, he did not. He was on Carolina. Yeah.
Players with no offense, just what we need. I mean,
he's a defenseman.
He's a defenseman, and it's coming through with the understanding that they're upgrading the forward group as a result of this. So,
just a depth pickup. I'd be fine with it. His relative numbers are pretty much even across the board on his team. He's just like a middling guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sure, why not? Late pick, 4th-round pick, something like that. I'd be all in. I'd be curious to know if Washington, like, how heavy do they sell off a little bit here? Like, Sonny Milano went on waivers today. $1.9 million. He has 8 points this season. I don't think the others would have interest in him. With that said, he's $1.9 million. Maybe that makes him a better trade to have if they're like, hey, we're going to retain for him or retain down to the, what do you call it, the buried cap or whatever. Or you can ever send him down $1 million, $1.1 million.
I'm going to stand up for our guy Pagnotta here for a second. Someone in the chat saying Pagnotta doesn't know shit. I remember in December, even earlier than that, November, Pagnotta came on here and said the Oilers' priority is a top 4 right shot defenseman. Ekholm-esque. He's been saying that since maybe training camp even. And everybody, every other insider, everyone around this market said they're looking for a 3C. They're looking for a top 6 winger. 3C, top 6 winger. 3C, top 6 winger. Every time Pagnotta came on our show, he continued to reiterate top 4 right shot defenseman. And in the last 2 to 3 weeks, what has everyone changed their tune to?
Top 4 right shot defenseman.
Every insider, everyone in this market now is saying,
including the fans of the team from our State of the Nation poll.
Pagnotta has been hammering that and has been on that the whole time. And who broke the Wallman deal last year?
David Pagnotta.
David Pagnotta broke the Wallman deal.
Me. It was my idea.
Well, it was your idea.
You're right.
Broke the news.
I was more of the inspiration.
Yeah.
To him to go digging.
You were Stan Bowman's muse.
You're behind the account of @OilersGM too.
No, I'm Garfield.
Trina's oil.
Just guesses. Ooh. All right. Well, go guess in your own time.
They're not getting Claude Giroux, guys. Ottawa's going to try and make the playoffs. Let's get to our podcast question for the day. Well, we didn't ask one yesterday. Hand up on me. But do we have Spotify comments from? It'd be a couple shows ago, Aaron, when we said who is one team that Stan Bowman should call. Who you gonna call? Stan Bowman.
Was there anyone else on Washington?
No. I don't. Nick Dowd's expensive.
I don't hate Brandon Newham.
Tyler's wooden shoe is the first comment. What?
I can't even see it.
What?
Are you reading it in your head first?
Yeah. Tyler's wooden shoe here. Original depth piece. $0 cap hit. Elite stability. We know the Edmonton Oilers hit another gear in April, like a handmade chair realizing it reclines. But cups aren't won on vibes and lacquer alone. Sorry, Jesus. Sometimes you need one ugly bracket that quietly holds it all up. Enter the Florida Panthers. Not flashy, just dense playoff lumber that won't crack. So I ask, as a tiny wooden shoe with elite fall prevention, you're welcome, Tyler. Are the Panthers a sneaky good trade partner?
I think the Florida Panthers would rather see the Edmonton Oilers fly into the sun than help them do anything to help them win a cup.
You know, I wore wooden shoes as a kid.
Is that why he's brought it up?
I don't know. I think I've told the story like once on Relay.
I've heard this story before.
Okay.
Wait, how wooden shoes?
I had like crooked feet or some shit. I had to get it sorted out.
It was like in like the bottom of your shoe?
No, I think the shoes themselves were wooden.
Wow.
Just love
Little bell.
I've never heard that.
Little
River
bells on
dancing.
them. Yeah.
Take your shoes off. I want to get a look at those bad boys.
I think it like fucked with the growth. That's probably why my feet are so goddamn big. Anyways, could the Panthers be a sneaky? They don't have a D-man that you would be interested in or that they would want to move. Like no rental D-man outside of Petrie. I don't hate like Evan Rodriguez. Like I said, he's got one more year though at $3 million. Maybe I don't want Evan Rodriguez. So yeah, no, I'm good. I don't think the Panthers have anyone that they'd be willing to trade you. So we can move on from that. Rusty, what an incredible tournament. How are we supposed to go back to regular season hockey? Huge props to Canada for that insane gold medal game. Hellebuyck was unreal. Go USA. I want to know what you think the Panthers are going to do. Are they going to sell or are they going to try and make the playoffs? Also, double gold for USA. Yes, congrats, Rusty.
No. Not for me, Rusty. Sorry, I'm better. Thanks for listening. No, do appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, what are the Panthers going to do? I'm not buying this Bobrovsky. I think they're going to go down with the ship. I think they're going to sit there and say, was a good run, boys. Marchand, get your surgery. Everyone else play hard and enjoy a long summer.
I think they maybe trade off a couple of the lower end guys, if anything. Like Luke Cunnan has nothing to do with this team winning. Like maybe he goes.
Don't even know if he has value though, but yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? Like those guys are like Jeff Petrie. Like again, like do they have anything? Probably not. I just don't think they care. They're in it. Maybe they try and get it back a first round pick for next season to go for it again.
Yeah. Jordan Cecchini. Not sure if you've talked about Rasmus Ristolainen yet, but as a Flyers fan, I feel like the Oilers should stay far away from him. I agree. The trade to get him from Buffalo to start was bad, and he has limited offensive upside. Hasn't really been able to stay healthy. I don't think he's a fit for them, but maybe a guy like John Marino. Utah's interesting because they're in a playoff spot, so I don't think they're going to be like super itchy to start making trades. They have cap space, so if they they could absorb a Mangiapane contract in a deal. Marino's got a partial no trade clause, 8-team no trade list, but like I would give up a probably pretty good draft pick if it's the pick in Mangiapane for Marino.
I would too.
I like him.
Marino famously, his draft pick that said, "I will never play here." He has grown up. He's now 28.
28, yeah.
4.5 million, 4.4 million. Sorry, I would take him back. Of course, he's a good player. Won a cup with Pittsburgh.
I don't remember. Spencer Brault is in. I would love to hear a small review regarding the Calgary Flames and the possibility interest the Oilers would have in players on that team. Would the Flames have interest in trading with us? You really like Blake Coleman.
Yeah, never won a cup.
Okay.
I do like Blake Coleman when he's not kicking pucks, but good player. I think he would be a fit in the Oilers bottom 6. A guy that can play top 9 minutes, sorry. But I think he can be a reliable player. I do believe he has another year left on his contract, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Let me just check here. Pull it up. Blake Coleman, 4.9 million until next year. He is 34, but I think he's good. I think he brings a little bit of speed and grit to the lineup, which I think the others do lack to an extent. I like him. Seems like a good personality too.
Chandler's in. I don't necessarily think they'd be the best trade partner, but I'd be curious who'd be a fit from the Rangers. I bet you enjoyed the first part of the show.
Yeah.
Ottawa could be interesting. Some right D options, good face-off guys. Yeah, I mean, Artem Zub kind of falls into the Perbix category where like solid second pair guy who comes with term. He is 4.6 though, so more expensive. I don't love that side of it. Solid face-off guys. There was talk today about Ridley Gregg. I don't think they're going to move him though. Giroux, I don't have interest in, and he probably doesn't have interest in leaving. He's also got bonus money attached. I don't like Nick Cousins, so I don't love Ottawa, Connor.
I do think Ottawa could still make the playoffs too. I don't think they're going to give up on this.
They're not.
Yeah.
Noah, anything available in Washington? There you go.
There you go. Well,
all right.
Ahead of the game though.
Well, we really nailed this show. Your Spotify question today, everybody, if you want to have your say. I was going to ask this yesterday because it was more in line with our conversation with the Kulak deal and all of that.
Okay.
If a genie popped out of a magic bottle for you, Spotify listeners, and said, I can go undo the Tristan Jarry deal for you right now, and it never happened, would you say yes or would you say no? That is your one question, Spotify listeners. Would you undo the Tristan Jarry deal if you could?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You would?
I would.
I would.
And it's not even about...
It's not even about Jarry.
No, it's not about Jarry.
Just the asset management was
It's about
poor.
what we now know.
Yeah.
And that's not even that much on Jarry. I just think at the end of the day, we said leading up to when those trades speculation was happening, we were like, they always have to find a way to keep Skinner. And they just didn't. I don't care that Brett Kulak isn't on this team. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Aaron. Sorry to the Kulak family. All right. But he was falling apart. And again, I don't think Colorado got that much. I don't think they got better at all, to be honest. I think they will get better. But Kulak's past his time. Skinner, I would still like to be on the team. But with all that said, I was over it. And I know that's not good analysis. But I was just so tired of the stupid criticism online from some people. And now it's just like defending Jarry in that sense. It's obvious, and I think Lance has always kind of stood by this too, and a few other people. It's like, when the team plays well, your goalies play well. When we got Jarry, the Oilers played well. We were happy with the deal. We're happy with the player, I guess we could say. The deal has always been whatever, your opinions on it. Jarry has a higher ceiling, I think, than Skinner does today. And people always put that bullshit in the chat of being like, well, he was on waivers last year. Yeah. Yep, he was. But he's not this year. We also all love Kapanen. The others got him off waivers. Martin St. Louis was on waivers once.
He was.
What an MVP.
I put it up in the chat for people. Pope Luigi, it didn't make any positive difference, and it leaves them unable to go out after a real starter in the summer. That was my criticism from the beginning, is that I wasn't sure how much impact it could make. Owen said, I don't do 20/20 hindsight, and that's fair. You can say that, but I will add, GMs, coaches, organizations are judged on the results of their decisions.
Yeah.
And they are judged on how things look in hindsight because the results matter.
We also, in the moment, were not fans of the deal.
Yeah, like I wasn't jumping for joy.
I didn't mind it. But also I woke up and the trade happened and I had to talk about it immediately. Yeah. So
63% of you said, 6% of you said that you would undo it. And Wallman was a cap dump from Connor Finch. I think there was behind the scenes things there in Detroit, but yeah, he was. That's fair.
Who was the captain, sorry?
Wallman from Detroit to San Jose.
I guess.
He was.
Yeah, he was, but it was like, yeah.
But even in the moment, we were all like, why are they cap dumping him? And I think there was even a report that other GMs were like, why didn't Steve Yzerman call me?
Yeah. Jarry is not 33, by the way. He is 30, as someone pointed in the chat.
Yeah. All right. Yes, 30-year-old stand up.
We have to do the betting thing.
We do.
Oh, I thought you were wrapping up.
Nope. The Edmonton Oilers, by the way, since the Connor McDavid news dropped, all the way to minus 130 now. Happy I got in on that one. I did.
It wasn't going to move.
Okay. For our friends at Bet365, download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Jay is not here. He's in Jasper. But that doesn't mean we still can't do our game day betting challenge. Do we have the updated standings?
Yeah, we can get them on after. No one's doing that well. Here you go. Wow, you're doing fine.
Bang, bang, bang.
I'm minus 7.2. Sorry, you're 3.8. Jay is 12.55.
Yep. Just a reminder, whoever comes dead last in this challenge has to get a spray tan for the playoffs. Assuming the Oilers make the playoffs. Our picks for today, I'll go first. I am eyeing up one Evan Bouchard coming off a nice, relaxing Olympic break where he didn't have to go to Milan. Bouchard will have 3 shots. Bouchard will have a point. It is a very comfy plus 115, and I just like the easy value here. I think they'll be able to get some sort of offense going. Power play, wouldn't be surprised if that's humming along as well. Plus 115, little layup. Liam, what do you like tonight?
Hyman goal.
That's Jay. Jay's Draisaitl first goal because, of course, he is.
Yeah. That's the explanation.
That's the explanation. We don't know anything else. He just texted us that.
Yeah, then Hyman goal plus 150. Also, too, it's not a spray tan throughout the playoffs. It is one
at the start of the playoffs.
At the start. Which might
do you think we could get someone to like come here and do a mobile spray tan like on the deck? And then you could just come right on and do the show? That'd be interesting.
Look at Liam's face.
I don't know.
Let me zoom in closer on that for a second.
I'm in first by a lot.
I hate it. With everything I have. I didn't even reply to the damn text, and somehow I'm in this fucking stupid thing.
And I feel like you're real gambling on Bet365. Like when you lock in before the game, you've actually been doing pretty good.
Hitting everything. My bank account has literally never been higher than what it is right now.
You're hitting a lot of home runs in batting practice, but when the game comes, Liam.
You guys don't like the bright lights.
I won this last year.
That is
Meanwhile,
correct.
Bortzy's bankroll is so far in the negative.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid will play tonight. Aaron's live at 7:30, pre-gaming with Bordsy. Michael Menzies joining him for that bad boy. It's right here on the Nation Network, or on the Oilers Nation YouTube, and immediately following the game, he'll have Oilers Nation After Dark as well. Then we are right back in the mix tomorrow. Giddy up.
There was one other thing. Reed Carruthers is retired from curling.
Shout out to Reed Carruthers.
Hell of a career.
Mm-hmm.
Reed Carruthers.
He was a good
Manitoba skip, I believe, for a while.
All right. Breyer starts right away, too.
Yeah, and Jacob's team is playing in it.
Yeah, fucking right. So run it back, boys.
Team Alberta. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, that is a wrap on today's edition of Oilers Nation Every Day, a capital GMC Buick Game Day edition of the show. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Enjoy the hockey tonight. We'll see you all right back here tomorrow, noon Mountain. Oil up. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.